What's up, everybody, and good evening, and welcome to the BRI, which is the Black Research Institute. Well, we're here and we're committed to solving the problems. Tonight, I got a very special guest, brother I've been knowing for um, whoa, about 7 years. I've been knowing him. It's been a minute. I've been knowing him, but interestingly enough, I've been knowing him for 7 years. I've never talked to him on the phone. I've never did like a live and we talked about business. All our business and our correspondence has been done via, maybe Facebook Messenger or emails. I've never sat down and had a conversation with this brother. So I'm going to be just as much as informed as you. But it's going to be a very interesting interview tonight, man. Let me roll my intro and we're going to get back and we're going to introduce tonight's guest. All right, everybody. Tonight we got a entrepreneur, fashion designer, go-go enthusiast, and just a down brother, like just a cool dude, man. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Mr. Diante Barbee. What's up, D?
What's up, good brother? How you feeling tonight, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I can't complain. Your first question I got to ask you, are you staying safe?
Absolutely staying safe, man. I got a 11-year-old in here with me, so everything contends upon him. Can't bring nothing back to him, so we trying to stay as safe as possible, man. Absolutely.
All right, that's what's up. All right, so before we get into the meat of the interview, man, we gotta. I'm gonna allow you the opportunity to tell the people a little bit about Diante.
Oh, okay. Born and raised Landover, Maryland. Born in Palm Park, raised in Palm Park, the home of Ray Leonard. Attended Duval High School. Love music and love fashion, and I'm chasing both of those dreams each and every day. But I also have a regular 9 to 5 where I'm your everyday auto glass technician. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So D, how long has it been since we known each other, bro? About 7.
Yeah.
Man, it's about 7 years. It may. No, it's longer than that. It's longer than that. It got to be at least 10. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Right, and I knew of you before you knew of me because he wouldn't let anybody else do our flyers. It was no, this guy, the Norse. I'm like, who is that? So I knew the name and what you do long before I even, because when you was doing the intro, I was like, wow, we done so much business together and never really spoke to each other. That's crazy. How many, designs and things and stuff you done brought to life for me for us to not even have a conversation like we having right now. That's
wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
Like 10 years and our correspondence has been like, you send me a text or you'll send me an inbox or email or whatever and tell me what you want that way. And I hit you back and that's it. Like, and it's been, don't get me wrong, that's a great situation because that shows that we connect with one another. Like you ain't got to really sit down and explain to me what you want because I'm already locked into your particular style.
Absolutely. I mean? And we grew we've grown because like it's almost like when if you can remember the very first time, I didn't even like. Sometimes now I might have an idea. The first time it was like, this what I want, this what I see. I couldn't send you anything, nothing. It was just like, figure this out what I got here. And it was like we went back and forth for a couple of times, and then when you hit it, you hit it. I was like, that's it. That very first, I said, that's it right there, man. No more work to do. That's the one. But ever since then, it's been pretty much, I send you, you send back. That's it. Once you figured out kind of how I was moving, it's been a smooth situation ever since. It was like the idea.
I remember
just like
that
the other
first
day.
design too. I remember that first design. That was the Lifaz with the handcuffs hanging off the Z.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
I remember that one.
Because remember, we ain't know what to do with the handcuff.
We don't do with the handcuff, right? We
like, man, put it underneath of it.
But yeah, but listen though, bro, man, we done came a long way from that though. Like from there to where where you are now, which is a perfect segue to what what I want to talk to you about, essentially. You know what I mean, amongst other things. But Lifaz, I know because you explained the idea and concept behind Lifaz to me, like when you initially had the idea of doing it and bringing it to life, right? But for the people, explain to them what Lifaz is. Like, what's the original concept behind it?
The original concept behind Lifaz is pretty much like to each person, it may mean something different. It's like, what are you lifetime committed to? So it's people that's lifetime committed to a lot of different things. A great mother might say her children. A basketball player might say being the best basketball player I can be. It's like that thing in your life, and you can be lifetime committed to more than one thing. You know what I'm saying? So when I thought on the concept, it was really about trying to take something that started off negatively and turn into something positive. Because I did tell you what it meant when you started to make it, but I never really got into where it initially came from.
Right.
But in a nutshell, when I turned myself around and my life around, it had to develop a new meaning. And that's what it meant. It was like, what are you lifetime committed to? But before that, it was coming from a place of some different type of things.
Right. But man, that's the whole thing about growth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what growth is about. That's what growth is about. Like, we were once immature and then we grew, and that, like, to symbolize that we grew, we became mature, right?
Yes, sir.
So your business or your idea is no different from that. Your idea, if you invest in it enough, it will mature. Wow. It will mature. It will refine itself. And become what it's supposed to be. And and I see you, bro. I see you putting in the work.
Yes, sir.
I get upset with you sometimes, right?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I get upset with you because you don't give the people enough time to marinate on nothing.
I be moving, yeah.
You don't give them enough time to marinate. And I know what it is. You can be sitting at the house one day and you laying down. And you're like, oh, that'd be a great idea. Let me call Dolores. Dolores, this is what I want to do. I gotta meet with the printer the next day. Like, from idea to actual conception, it's like 3 days. Like 3 days. Like.
Yeah, yes, sir, man. You hit the nail on the head. That would be me, man. That would be me.
I'm telling you, I know it is because but what I do like, after you manifest it, after you get the finished product, you ain't just sitting on it though. Like, you are out there, you are like, yo, you trying to make them go, you trying to make them fly. Like, so the enthusiasm lasts until you get the next idea.
That yes, yeah. You probably, man. Wow. For you not to have spoken to me, you kind of breaking me down pretty much right. Man, and to be honest, D, like, I'm, I'm a true believer in my Lord and Savior, right? So for me, what happens is I tell people this all the time. Like a lot of that stuff, like if you go back and really look at your inbox, you'll be like, man, D be sending me stuff 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Because what happens is a lot of the stuff that I really feel that way about, it comes to me in my sleep. And I believe that when it comes to me, this is my belief, that when it comes to me in my sleep that way and I see it clearly that way, then it's something that God given me. So that's why if you look down your DM, your timeline, I might send you ideas 3 o'clock in the morning because I don't want to forget what came to me in my dream. Like wait till the next morning. I know me, a lot of stuff be going on. I be done forgot. So if you look at some of them, man, I done DM'd you 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, brother, to try to make sure that I remember what I'm trying to get across, man.
But I mean, creative spirit, like it don't sleep. Like it's always up. You know what I mean? Like it can hit you anytime. And
yes, sir.
And when I said I got mad at you, it's because I talked to your cousin. Shout out Stacy Palmer, right?
What's up, Stace?
And she said to me, she said, and it made me feel good, but she said, I like what your show is doing, but your show is too good to be a one-off. Meaning that the interviews are too impactful for me to just show them one time and not like re-air them. And let other people who may not got to see the live one be able to experience it as well, right?
I agree.
So, but that's how I feel about your designs.
Oh. Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I feel like when you do a design and you got inspiration, and once you sell out of that product and you come on another inspiration, that product that came before, it's a wrap. Like, it's a wrap now.
Right.
Unless someone orders it specifically, right?
Right.
But
the push behind it is not there anymore because now I'm on to the next.
You're on to the next, right? Like, but
I understand.
If you just held off a little bit and let that ride, just let it ride.
Let it ride.
Just let it ride for a little bit, man. Just let it ride for a little bit.
I feel you on that. I am I'm very spontaneous. It's been times that I'll give you something and you'll send it back, and I've told myself that.
Shop.
Yeah. But I've literally sometimes told myself like, nah, I ain't gonna release it until such and such. And then you send it back and you didn't bought this thing to like. I'm like, man, I gotta show somebody this. Right. And then I get overzealous, man, sometimes and let it go when I should hold it. You know what I mean? Even if I got it, I can hold it. I got it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, but I understand what you're saying. I do need to practice a little more patience when it comes to the release of everything. I'm right here now gritting my teeth. This one you done for me. I put this out, but I got the ladies one. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that to February. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So so if I put it out before then, man, I done dropped the ball.
I'm gonna get on you, right? But think you know the perfect example of riding it out. I'm gonna give you the perfect example of riding out. Like they done had the longest ride ever. Mm-hmm. Ralph Lauren and that little polo guy.
Wow.
All he did, he just rolled it out. That's it. He just riding it out.
Yes, he did.
That's all he doing. He just riding it out. It ain't, and just changing the color of the shirt. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part, man. And if you really, like you said, that's so true. Because if you really think about it, I was a heavy polo guy. If you really think
right.
about it, he got the P wing, he got the polo bear, he got his regular horse, he got the polo athletic, and I can't think of no more
That's it.
varios. That's it.
That's it. Riding them all out. Riding them all out.
Yeah, yeah. You right
That's
about
all.
that, man.
That's all I'm saying, D. Because you got you like first of all, like your designs,
Hmm.
the ideas that you come up with, they got DMV written all over it.
Yeah,
You, you know what I mean? With the
pretty
color
much.
scheme, with the color schemes, with the way that you um like I tell people like this. I grew up in North Carolina, but in growing up in North Carolina, I used to travel to DC a lot.
Hmm.
I had family in DC, I had family in Connecticut, I had some family in Atlanta. And I said this, I done been to all these places, but I ain't seen nobody that dress. I have not been to a city where the people dress better than the people in DC. Like
Right.
when I was growing up, I haven't. New York was flamboyant, yeah, right.
Right.
They were flamboyant, but it wasn't. It wasn't. You know what I mean? Like it.
It
It
wasn't as
just
it wasn't as put together. It's like
right,
and
right,
I think that sometimes less is more. And
right,
like you say in New York, they believe more is more. The more
right.
you have on, the flyer it is. And I think DC is a little DC. Well, I'm actually a Landover guy. I'm from Maryland, but I think that
You the
we,
DMV. You're the DMV. So, but
yeah, yeah, but they try to separate that like it ain't anything, and I'm cool with that. That's all good. Me personally, what I try not to do is I watch my brothers around me, and I respect all of them, but at the same time, I try to stay away from a little of you might have the symbol on the shirt. Then you got the piping going down the shirt, and the piping says your name on the piping. Then you got the little um, tag that you might stick somewhere, and it says your name again. Like me, my thing, Life's thing is to not be so busy, but yet be busy.
but
You understand
but
what
but
I'm saying? Like, don't put it on there as many times and have it
I
splashed all over everywhere.
I tell my wife, man, at one time, designers in DC, they went through their Benetton stage. It was like a
Hmm.
Benetton type of thing where it was real colorful and it was logo heavy, like
Hmm.
logo everywhere. What was it? Sobiato and
Sabiato,
Saviato, like
yeah,
it was
he's still
it was
around.
but it was real like colorful, but it was really like logo heavy. You know what I mean? Like really logo heavy. And then it started getting refined. Like it started getting, more refined. And now it's more what they call it, urban,
Hmm.
like urban casual type of wear, which
Right.
is what right, urban casual, not so uppity, but urban casual. And I think that's what makes, life as appealing too, is because you have stuff for the everyday wearer,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And so tell me, when you come up, when I send you back a design, do you already have an idea of like what type of shirt you're gonna put it on, or the pant? Like you have an idea of what it's gonna look like on something?
Yeah, if the design is what I call heavy, if it's a heavy design, if it's like a bigger, bolder design, I pretty much try to bring about the bolder designs in the winter because they look better on the hoods and the jackets and the coats. And I try to make my designs in the summer a little more light. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Where it's not a whole lot to it. And it look better to me. It looks better on the t-shirts. I
Right.
also recognize that colors bring out the young, flying, flashy. The young boys, they like those colors, those neons, and all of that type of stuff. They rock that, right? But then I have what I do. I call it the '90s doughboy style. So in a nutshell, the '90s doughboy style was more about the navy blues, the blacks, the whites, the solids. You know what I'm saying? Like more like what I wear. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then I'll throw some color to some of the stuff I do. But I know that when you did that Lifaz and you put the rainbow like for lack of a better term, when you put that on there, I knew what I was attracting. I was attracting ladies and I was attracting the young boys. When I dropped that,
you talking about the disco effect.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. I knew exactly where I was going with that. I knew what that was going to pull in. But once you done it colorful, then I took it back and I did just a silver and a red underneath of it. And then that one started to cater more to people my age and people who, we wear them, the navy blues. You might catch us with some red and the black and the white. We're a little more plain, a little more, subtle what we do. But the young boys, they like that thing to be lit up, man.
Well, me and you, we from the two-tone generation. Let's two tones, like no more than two colors at the time.
How about that? Yes, yes,
right.
Yes, sir.
No
yes, sir.
Anything other than two colors, like we out of bounds right now. We out of bounds.
You're moving too much, man. And it's exactly. So sometimes, every now and then, I might run with a yellow hoodie or I might run with a pink hoodie sometimes. But what I do is, for me and who we are, like you say, the two colors. Without if I got on a yellow hoodie or a pink hoodie, the rest of everything I got on gonna be black. Right. You're only going to get that yellow in that hood. The jacket is going to be black. The jeans will be black. The Timberlands will be black. The hat going to be black. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that yellow just going to pop out. That's the way I would do it. But the youngins, they'll put on the yellow pants, the yellow hood, and some sneakers with some yellow and purple in it. And you be like, man, but that's their thing. Swag out.
with a yellow phone cover.
How about that, man? You know they might be a yellow phone cover, right? If they got some real money, they got yellow diamonds on.
Right.
That's what they do, man. You know what I mean? And I don't be like, one thing about me, and I try to tell other dudes my age, D, like, man, let them be who they are. It was somebody somewhere when we was younger saying, man, y'all look stupid, or y'all, I don't do that to the youngers. Like, a lot of the people my age want to say, man, they wearing all, they look. I'm like, man, that's their thing. I let them be. Do your thing, young boy. You know what I'm saying? And as you grow, then your style will grow, whatever it is. But that's their thing. That's what they like to do right now. Cool, I'm cool with it. I'm gonna do me. I'm not gonna try to look like you or anything.
You know how I look at it, though, D? If we go back and we look at our parents and what what they used to wear, we got something to say about what they wore. Like,
absolutely,
oh, man, you wore them bell bottom pants, you went like about whatever, and then we look at the generation above us. I mean, ahead of us. And we got something about what they wearing, right? So what we're basically saying is, if you don't wear what we wearing, it ain't right.
It ain't right.
Whether it was before us or after us, it got to be what we're wearing. And that's not me. To me, I'm like, look, I understand that I grew up in the era of Jordache and Sasso. Now, I ain't going to rock them now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I ain't going to rock them now. But
yes, sir.
I'm not going to knock anybody who does, because to me, that'd be like telling my mama that she shouldn't be listening to the Temptations no more.
How about that? And that is my exact sentiment in what I was trying to say. It's like, nah, man, it's the same thing with go-go. A lot of the people that come from my era go-go, they don't want to let these bounce beat youngins in the game. They want to talk about the way that they do their thing. And I'm totally for it. These youngers, one thing I know about the youth, they are they are way more adventurous than we was. I would find the comfort zone, and once I find that comfort zone, I want to lay in it for as long as I can, regardless of what I was in. Them youngins, they not like that. If you really look at the even the scale of life, right? Like I got younger people in my family. They ambitious, man. If they got another job that's gonna pay them more, they gone. We we was taught you get one job, you stay with it, you work it for 30 odd some years, and then you retire, right? Don't never move. Man, they might have in 10 years span, they might have 7 different jobs, but they climbing the ladder, each one of them, you know. So I respect that ambition. I respect that the way that they willing to take a risk. You know what I'm saying? They are really, these young boys are really willing to bet on themselves in a nutshell. Because if you ain't gonna bet on yourself, who gonna bet on you? That's a fact. So I respect them to a certain extent when it comes to that.
You know what though? You know what? For them, like it's not a risk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like me and you, we consider it some things that like let's jumping off the porch, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you a kid and you young, you don't look at jumping off the porch as a risk. You look at it as fun.
Yes, sir.
Right? You look at it as fun.
Yes, sir.
But when you get older and you done seen some people who jump off the porch break their leg or get hurt,
yes,
you know
sir.
what I mean? You done saw them. Now jumping off the porch is a risk.
Yeah.
Now it's a risk. But to those young boys, when they going out there doing it, they not looking at it as fun. They looking at it as an opportunity. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they looking at it as an opportunity.
Right.
And when it comes to like, and we're gonna segue into that too, you know, the go-go community. I don't even want to call it a community, so to speak. Like just go-go.
Go-go. Let's talk on it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, just go-go, right?
Yes, sir.
You know, I go to some of these go-go sites and just for reference, tell the people what band you're in.
I'm with Obsession band. Yep.
Shout out your members now. Come on, they're gonna be mad if you don't.
Oh yeah. All right, man. On drums we got Marcus, man. Congos we got my man Pooh. Everybody know who Pooh is. If it ain't Pooh, then who, man? Keys we rolling with G5 right now, and my man Scooter. Bass guitar Ron Lindsay. Lead guitar Young Phenom. Percussionist Telly High. On bells and sometimes toms. He do it all. He's a multitasker for us. Across my front line, I got I ain't leaving nothing out in the back. No, I didn't. Across my front line, I got myself on the one mic. Lead singer is Amaya Taylor, which is my sister. Well, not my real sister, but she's my sister. And then lead female rapper, we got Miss Monty up there. And then we got my man, you know, that I come from the, you know, since back in the day off the playground, my man Cornbread is the 2 mic for Obsession.
Okay. Right. Okay. So now I go to these, sometimes I go to like the little go-go forums or whatever, right? And I see this, I see basically the same discussion, and you know, some people may say I may not even really have the authority to really be even talking about it because I'm not from DC, but I done spent enough time that I can give my opinion, right? Like I can,
absolutely,
I can give my opinion. So, but when I go into these sites, a lot of people are talking about, you know, how DC doesn't get national, or not DC, but go-go doesn't get national attention, right? And I am noticing that a lot of the older bands are they still relevant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they, like they still cranking, they still relevant, they're still doing shows, right? They're still doing shows.
Right.
Now, when I used to come to DC, all of the older bands, they would have a band that they brought with them when they did a show that would open up for them, like their young brothers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would have that, right?
Right.
Right. They would have that. You don't have that no more.
Um, not like in a sense of how you speaking on it. Like it really used to be a connection to that young band from the older band, but
Right.
they still let the a band, who's supposed to be on a younger level, not as established as them. They'll still let you come through. I've played on stages before, Red Essence, before EU, before a lot of people. So but it's not like, I understand what you're saying. It was like, these is my little brothers, and I'm
Right.
introducing them to y'all tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, it's not that way anymore.
Well, rap started out like that too. In order for you to get on in rap, you had to come through somebody that was already on.
Absolutely.
Right. Like that's it was almost like they were vouching for you.
Right.
Right. They were
Right.
vouching for you.
Yeah, they
And
gave you your stamp of approval.
right, your stamp of approval. So whether you failed or you flopped, that was totally on you now, because you got the opportunity. Right.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
what do you feel? Why do you feel go-go doesn't get national recognition?
Well, first and foremost, I think that we starting to get better at it right now. But first and foremost, go-go fell into a place where we started to cover too many other people's music. You go to see the band that you think does the best rendition of whatever big artist that you like, and after a while, at one time, go-go used to be 80% originals, 20% covers. Now it then flipped over to 80% covers, 20% originals. And you can't go anywhere if all you want to do is continue to play other people's music with your go-go swing behind it. So go-go got lazy to me. They wasn't creating anymore. It was a laziness that was going on. Now, when we bought Obsession back this time, we decided that we wasn't going to come back out and play any clubs until we created an original record, some original records. So instead of coming out, practicing, and going into the clubs 2 years ago with Upset, because you did the massacres,
The
you did
massacre,
yeah
right?
you did the whole artwork for the massacre. So what ended up happening was we went into the studio first. We created some original music, and then we came back to the scene. Now, a lot of people are talking now about originals and this, that, and the third, but before Obsession came back about 2 years ago, nobody was really creating. They was just going to the club playing everybody else's music, and that was that. So I think that's the one of the things that's stopping it. Another thing that I think, D, is when you when we get big opportunities, like last year when they did the so I think it was a Soul Train or the BET. They bought out EU, and because Taraji P, which is from DC, she was hosting it. So this, when the Don't Mute DC thing, I believe, first started, so they bought out the bands that they knew about. Now this is what I feel personally. When they came back to get EU to do the butt, and all of these other bands to do the songs that they remembered, the ones that did kind of go worldwide, it was their duty to then introduce them to the new go-go. So I was a little thrown off when the big boys of go-go didn't introduce the young boys and let them see where we're at now. So in a on a worldwide base, it looked like we were stuck in the 80s because we didn't give them anything new. Now, I believe
Right.
that they should have set the show off with Bear and them in the old, but then they should have showed them where they didn't pass the torch to. And it should have been one of those bounce beat youngins, one of the new impressions or TOBs or ABMs. It should have been one of them that came in and finished that thing off to let them know that we've grown. And
Right.
I believe that sometimes the older cats, they just want to take all of the spotlight, and which is, if that's what you want to do, they called you. You can do what you want to do, but you're not showing any growth in our music. So then, basically, they think we don't have nothing but what you heard 30 years ago. You got to let the young boys in. That's what I feel.
Right. Well, and my 2 cents. I've been listening to go-go ever since I was about 9 years old. Love it. Love go-go, love hip-hop. I'm probably one of the only dudes that love them equally, right?
Yes, sir.
And there's only one band that I've actually bought a CD from that did all originals, and they were all cranking. And if anybody want to listen to a band crank like all originals from beginning to end, that Trouble Funk Live CD, that double CD, where when they got Drop the Bomb on it, that whole thing from beginning to the end cranks.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That thing cranks, and they all originals. All originals.
Big Tony then was doing it right back in their day.
Right.
See, they understand
all originals.
It. Yes, sir.
All originals, right? You know, and I told your cousin last night, like that go-go have done, like, the covers that they're playing now, they get a lot of recognition because they're not just playing covers of songs, they playing covers of popular songs, right? Like popular songs, like, you know, whereas back in the day, the go-go bands did cover songs, but they were songs that, you know, they were like
the B-side.
Like the one. Remember, I remember Red Essence, it was either Red Essence or Air Raid when they did "Can't Let Go." Tonight I saw you. It's been a long time. I had never heard that song before, so I thought it was a Red Essence song.
The Red Essence song, right.
You know what I mean? I thought they did that joint, man. I went back home to North Carolina, told everybody, like, y'all need to hear this song. Boom. But then the song came on the radio down here. And I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? So boom. So they've been doing covers, but they haven't been trying to get any, they wasn't trying to get clout off the popularity of the song. They just like the song.
Absolutely. And now, like you said, if they want the hottest one on the radio to go play and put the go-go rendition on it. And then they take it to the club. And like I said, in a nutshell, it's hard to knock people, right? Because say, for instance, I come in the club. I know for a fact that Obsession can do a whole 45 minutes to an hour set of all original music. I know for a fact we can do that, right? But D, if I come in the club and I lay that set out and the people that's there don't know all of these originals that I'm hitting, I can have a band come on after me and play not one original, play all of the top 10 off the radio. And the people in DC gonna be they're gonna say they outcrank me. They're gonna say they outcrank me. Because so in a nutshell, people talk so much about go-go making out, but they not appreciative to the originals that's been made. Raz just did an original with Snoop Dogg. They not playing that on the radio here.
Exactly. But this is the problem though, right? Okay, so as a band, I don't care how many people in your band. As a band, you are essentially a DJ. You're a DJ, right? Because you're the music for the party. You're a DJ, right?
Yes, sir.
What is a DJ's job? Not just to play music. A DJ's job is to make people dance.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Now, if a DJ's job is to make people dance, people can't dance to nothing that they don't know nothing about.
That's a fact.
Right?
That's a fact.
So he has to play the music that he feels that they're familiar with, which is the songs that are on the radio.
Yes. If your party is dying You just put Frankie Beverly and Maze on before I let
all
go.
day. Or you ain't even gotta go that far. You ain't even gotta go that far. If your party is dying, hit the 101.
Hit the 101.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap, man.
It's a wrap. It's coming right back up. It's coming right back up. You know what I mean? That's just what it is, right? But understanding that, right? Understanding that. Mm-hmm. If I was a manager of a band and like let's say I was a manager of Obsession, understanding that, you know what I would do? I would say, okay, I know that this song is hot out there. I know it's hot, right? Mm-hmm. But let me take the beat and make it mine, right? Give them a little bit of the beat enough for them to recognize what it is. Right? For them to recognize what it is, but then add my own words and my own swing over top of that.
Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. That makes all the sense in the world. And what basically what you're saying is, and some bands got a good way of doing that. What they do is they'll come out, got that go-go bang underneath of it, right? They messing with the bass line and the keys of the song. They gonna give you the hook of that song. Just the hook, just the part you really love. And then everything else after that is gonna be coming from them. So bands do exactly what you're talking about. But in DC, you have to be very aware of what you're doing, and you have to give them basically, especially if they don't know you. Like now, Rare Essence, Rare Essence can like I opened for Rare Essence at Fort DuPont Park. I mean, it was probably 15,000 people out there. I mean, it was people everywhere. And Rare Essence got enough original music that they love, that Rare Essence and Junkyard is probably the two bands that can pull that off to where the whole city really understands and knows all of their originals. So we went up, and what I had to do, I had to reel them in, right? So I gave them some Gap Band, then I gave them some Lil' Kim, and just some things that they knew. And then they said, oh, these boys ain't bad. Then we started dropping originals. So it was like, I'm going to give you a couple spoonfuls of this so you don't see this coming. And that's what we done. That's what we have to do because everybody don't know all of Obsession originals. But when Rare Essence came out on that stage, I mean, from top to bottom, they mopped the floor with originals and they knew every last one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Rare Essence is the DC Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Absolutely.
That's what they are. They the DC Frankie Beverly and Maze. Like, you know what I mean? You know, they hit I remember I went to Miller. I went to Keller Miller Junior High. Like I went to Miller, right? And I had just came from North Carolina, and it was my cousin say, we're gonna go to the go-go. I don't know nothing about no go-go, man. Like, remember back in the day, the junior high and the high schools, they used to have dances. And the bands used to come in the gym, you know what I mean, and perform.
Yeah.
And I saw Rare Essence, and it was raw, man. And that's why the 101 sticks with me. Because when they hit that thing and it's live, like and it's live. And remember back then, it wasn't no digital EQing, like it was just all analog, right? Like
right.
It was just all analog, man.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know, I can't know who, because remember back then, you was a man if you had a PA tape. You had
absolutely.
If you had a PA tape, because you can make you can sell many copies off that PA tape.
Man, right? Could you ever, man?
Right.
It was a hustle in itself.
Yeah, so I got by the speakers, and the bass line with the 101 is do 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 do, right.
Yeah, man.
So D, I'm by the speakers, And I don't know what the sound man did, but the bass was just popping the speaker.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how with that little pop in the speakers? And I
Yeah.
felt so I thought that was what made Go special. That little, you know what I
Popping the
mean?
speaker.
The pop in the
Right.
speakers. Like I'm like, yo, they ain't doing this nowhere else but in DC. They popping the speakers, right? but then I realized then I realized that like go is a feeling, man. Like it's just a feeling, right?
Yes, sir.
And when I listened to like, I remember one time y'all did Obsession, y'all did something live, and I didn't get to see it live, but I saw the video.
Mm-hmm.
And man, and y'all got a good vibe, man. Like
Yeah.
y'all got a really, really good vibe.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's
Yeah.
nice. And I hope after this coronavirus thing is over with, man, y'all get more gigs and because y'all working, y'all in the studio, y'all, you know.
Yeah,
Oh,
man. Mm-hmm.
speaking of working, man, you know, before we get too far, let me hold tight. Let's I got a little surprise for you, D. Hold
Oh,
tight.
wow.
Somebody hit us in the building. Come on. Show up one time for my sister Dream. Hot shit. Thanks for coming through, Mom. Here we go. Choir boy, come on. Tell me why you stay away. Hot shit.
Yeah, that's a little something I did for you, D, man.
That's dope, man. I appreciate that, man. My man 32 right there, man, on that hot shit joint, man. Yes, sir,
Yeah.
man. I appreciate that, man. Much love for that, man.
Yeah,
Real, man.
the DC Puffy sent me the track, you know what I mean? Everett. Everett, shout out to Everett Brown. He sent me the track. He sent me the other track too. So I gotta do something for y'all on you know, as far as I want to do more like not audio visual, but just more visual presentations for when y'all start doing y'all shows, like more movement, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, man, and then trust, man, everything that you do, man, is really appreciated, man. Like that, when I see stuff like that, it's like, wow, you know, he got the, you know, the camera, the Lifaz is covered in there, that thing in the back, man. I'll be loving. I'll be like, man, I do that. I want to do that, man.
Well, look, since I got you smiling, right? Since I got you
Right.
smiling, and everything is all good, man. And yo, man, you see what I got on my chest?
What you got, man? I can't see.
Nothing, because you ain't sent me my shirt yet.
Hey, look, when I talked to Stace last night, right? I was like, man, he gonna lean on me anyway, because I ain't put that shirt in that mail, man. Listen, I know that your address is way far down in my DM now, so tomorrow I need you to DM me the address. I know it's an extra large or a 2X.
Hey man, we don't talk about that on camera, man.
All right, okay. All right, we're gonna pull back. Send that address in there, man, and then I'll DM you what size. I'm gonna make that shirt to mine. I'm gonna get it in the mail, man.
No doubt, man.
I'm gonna get
Hey
it in the
man,
mail, man.
hey. So if someone wants to purchase your Lifaz gear, how can they do it, D?
Right now, we just working off of my Facebook page, which is, you know, my real name, Government Diante Barbee on Facebook. On IG is dbar53 at dbar53, and they can go there. They see everything right there. We're working right now to get an actual page established, and we're working on just a lot of stuff. I'm not trying to do no store, man, or nothing like that. I really like touching the people. I really like pulling up on people and popping my trunk or whatever I got to do to get you the clothes, because it gives me an opportunity to talk to people on a different level. I've met so many people just from them coming and purchasing clothes from me, man. And we carry on relationships afterwards. So for me, you just go right at this point, my Facebook, which is Diante Barbee, and then on IG is at DBARB 53, and I'm right there. You'll see everything. I put everything there, so it's not a design that I have that's not up.
Okay. Now, as far as your band Obsession, man, what y'all got coming up in the future? What's going on with that?
Um, as far as Obsession, right now we're working on the Obsession documentary because we really believe that people need to understand and know exactly where Obsession originated and came from. So we've shot all of the interviews from the guys who started the band back in '85 all the way up to the people that's in the band now. The interviews are done. We're going back to do the live recording of that, and it's going to be like a documentary where you're going to get some sit down talk, find out things about Obsession, and then you're going to get some really good music. Then you'll go back to the sit down and talk. It's going to be amazing, D. That's what we're
Okay.
doing right now. We're preparing that right now. um, as far as shows or anything, my brother E, early on in the COVID, he caught it. He had a bad case of it. He was down for a good long time.
Yeah.
So he doesn't believe at all in putting the band in any type of risk. So we're not going to be playing probably anywhere no time soon. So it'll be all virtual or either this documentary and making music that we can work on. Also, D, if you don't mind, I want to say my nephew, who has a new single with us, right out right now. I also want to say he just dropped his album. It's called Open Scars. His name is Most Official. That's his rap name, Most Official Open Scars. It's on every music stream that you can go to. The record is, I call it hood therapy. It's a great record, man. It's melodic. It got great beats. It got great sounds. Everything. His voice is melodic, and it's called Open Scars. His name is Most Official. It's called Open Scars. It's on all music streams. So if you get a chance, go. It's free too, man. If you get a chance, it's 12 songs of really good music. Go check that out. But Obsession, man, we just in the studio and preparing to do another live stream. Other than that, we're gonna stay out of the club.
I mean, that's the safest thing to do. Like,
Yeah,
and tell Most I said, I did a project from him for you for him
for
a
him.
while back.
Yes.
Yep,
Hmm.
for him. So tell him I said congratulations, man, and tell
Yeah.
him if he want to come up here on the show, man, and do some snippets about the album and whatever, just get the contact from you and we can make it happen, man.
Yeah, we definitely need to do that, man. Great young dude. That's my nephew, man, and I'm super proud of him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's making a transition from, some crazy things to great things, man. He's really starting to, become a man, and he started his own business. He got Official Sound Studios, so he doesn't wait for anybody to record. He can record when he want to record. He has that now where other people can go and make their music. You know what I mean? He also has a clothing line called One Up Apparel that he's pushing and is doing pretty good also. And so I'm proud of him, man, to be able to for me, D, it's like everything is coming full circle. My nephew, which is my sister's son, we pretty much shared, me and my sister, throughout my teen years. We always lived together, stayed in the same places. So my nephew learned a lot of negative things from me. When I went away and I came back, I tried to, push the positive in him, but he was already into the things that I had taught him prior to going away. And now I see his growth and him transitioning and the things that he's doing, and I'm just super proud, man, that I'm able to still be here and watch him work and do the things he do. He amazing in the studio. So yeah, we got to get Most Official on here, man, so you can chop it up with him.
Definitely, man. But yo, so I'm proud of you, D, man. Like
I appreciate that.
like you done came a long way and you didn't give up, like, and you think you slick though. You like you not slick because I know what you do, right?
What
And
I do,
like you will pay me to do these designs so that you have them all and you can get all the royalties for the rest of your life on all these designs, right? But I understand, like I understand, like I'm not even mad at you, D. Like I'm not even mad at you. Like Yeah, I'm just saying, like when I do a design and you it sell well, I can get one product or something. D one.
You know what? I'm not gonna argue that at all. You should get a product of everything that I send you that I do and make. I'm not gonna sit here and argue. I have no argument for you, D. None.
Okay.
None. All
Okay.
I'm asking you to do, because I know that address is lost in that DM, is that inbox. Send that address back to me, and I'm gonna get some things to you, and we'll talk about the size off the camera since you don't want to
Right,
do
right, 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 right,
it
right, right. Nah, nah,
I
nah.
have no excuse, man. No
Nah,
excuse, man.
extra large is good. Extra
Extra
large is
large is
good.
good. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
you some extra large stuff, man. We'll make sure that we get it down there. Just
Cause
once this
I want to
interview is
rock it.
over. No,
Cause I
I
want to rock.
understand that,
I want
and
to.
I
You
need
know what
your
I mean? I want to.
influence.
I want to rock it. So
I need your influence, man. I really do, man. I tell people that all the time, man. I got a lot of good homeboys, and some of them be like, "Man, D, what I owe you?" And I'll be like, "Man, I don't need your money. I need your influence, man. Just put it on, man." And I'm proud of
right,
that. Send me some pictures when you wear it, and let me put you up and use your influence and who you are to help me to, get to more people and things of that nature. So, nah, I have no argument. I owe you, man. I'm gonna get
okay,
it in the mail, man.
okay, no doubt, no doubt. Okay, so it's tradition. Before I let my guests go, I got two questions I need to ask you.
Yes, sir.
The first question is, what are you doing to push the culture forward?
Go culture.
Whatever you wanna, it's your answer. However
All
you
right.
want to answer it.
What I'm doing to push the culture forward, I'm a tie go and clothing into it. What I'm doing to push the culture forward, I believe that I have to start where I came from. You know what I mean? So, before the COVID hit, we was putting together so many great things for the kids, man. We was doing Halloween parties, all type of stuff. So you didn't have to take your kids out to trick or treat. You just bring them to me. They're gonna get all the candy they want. We're gonna feed them. They're gonna be able to have. We got a young DJ. So like for me, that's why I say a lot of people take D. That's not my personality. I love where I came from. I love the hood, and anybody that's from Palmer Park or Landover can vouch for me. This is not just me talking. When I come up or I benefit, I always go and I give back. So for me, that's what it's about. It's about they scratch my back, I scratch theirs. And for me, some people you can't save. Some people are hell bent on being what they want to be, and we let them do that. But them kids, I love them kids, man. And I was so mad when the corona hit because we had so many different events set up where my old neighborhood was going to let me do a lot of different things within the rec centers and everything. They was really trying to work with me and help me to restore some of the stuff that I tore down myself. And I was
Mm-hmm.
grateful of that. And then corona hit, man, and it kind of like shut the whole Lifers movement, because Lifers is more than just clothes and all of that stuff. But I just want to tell the people, which they already know. You know what I'm saying? I pull up all the time, man, and I drop off things and I try to do whatever I can do for whoever I can do it for. And it's not a toot my horn thing, because if I was trying to toot my horn, then I would turn the camera on and go live every time I done something positive or I gave
Right.
something away. I don't do that because it's not about that. I really love them people down there. I love them kids that's coming up where I came up at. And I want to see them have a chance to do something positive. So in a nutshell, that's what I'm really about. And when we get this virus out of our way, you're going to see me in the neighborhood interacting with the youth and doing all that I could do to help guide them in the right direction.
Okay. Now, now my next question is, I need for you to name me three famous black people, but they can't be athletes or entertainers. He said,
How they
"Whoa."
famous if they not athletes or entertainers?
I'm just saying.
I guess Malcolm X.
Okay, that's one.
Can I have him? All right. I'll give you
You got
Malcolm.
him.
I'll give you I'm gonna give you one that inspired me, Donald Goins.
Okay.
And we'll take Harriet, man. I guess I'm gonna take Harriet. You know what I mean? That's a tough question, man.
It shouldn't be though.
You're right. It shouldn't be, but it makes you think. Let me say that
Right.
it's not tough.
Right.
It makes you
Right.
think
Right.
because
It
it
makes you
is a lot of people outside of those industries that I do, you know,
but you're not accustomed to having to bring them up on the spot. Like you're not accustomed to that.
That's a fact. That's it right there.
Right. You know, so I understand that, but I do
Because
that
when you
just
were
because,
saying it, I was ready. Like, oh, Muhammad Ali. I was about to drop him on you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I do that. I do that for that. But so we got Malcolm X, Donald Goins, which is the first book I ever read from beginning to end. I had and I was 23 years old at that time. Like I had never read a book completely in my entire life until I read was it
Orson?
Yeah, I think
Orson.
so.
Yeah, that was the very first one I read also. And it's
Right.
also the very first book I read from cover to cover.
Cover to cover, right? So
Absolutely.
Because reading, they say it was fundamental, but I wouldn't have known because I didn't like to read, right? You know what
Me
I
or
mean?
you.
But I had a little time on my hand.
Yes.
So.
Me too. Respect. Respect. Not only did I have time on my hands, but man, I'm trying to tell you, man, I read some serious books, you know what I'm saying, in there, and you know the autobiography of Sam Mooney Giancana. You know what I'm saying? I read it's some stuff, man, and like I say, people say, well, that was all. Nah, it ain't all about that, man. You learn some things, you know. But yeah, so I had to throw Donald in there because, like you said, that was the first book I ever read cover to cover that kept my attention to keep me going from cover to cover. So yeah, Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Right. And after I read that book, though, I realized I could read a whole book.
How about that?
Like I can read a whole book. Like
how about that? How about
I can read
that?
a whole book. So you know, because before that's a lot of reading.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of reading.
Yeah.
But not understanding that the reading takes you on a journey.
And whatever good brother gave you that book, D, he knew that. Because that book probably helped him to read from cover to cover. So I know that for a fact. The good brother that gave me that book, he first gave me another book, never made it through it. He said, I know what to do for him to get him reading. And he gave me that one. You know what I'm saying? So it was something that I took very serious. That boy, that guy had a very tumultuous life. Like he, you know what I'm saying? You know, he died. He was in the heroin and stuff. So like but at the same time, he was just that talented, man, with the writing and the autobiography and stuff that he done, man. Just so that was for me and you both. That was the first book that I read cover to cover.
Did you ever read Make Me Wanna Holler?
Make Me Wanna Holler. No.
Nathan McCall?
I haven't. That's another one I need to get.
Yeah, that's a good book. That's a good book.
Message to the Black Man.
The Bride, How to Eat to Live, the Bride File, the ISIS Papers. That is one. Francis Cress Welsing.
The ISIS Papers. Okay,
man. Before you pick up anything else, before you pick up any other book, pick up Francis Cress Welsing's The ISIS Paper.
Make sure you inbox me that.
I will pick that up.
I really want to go check it out.
And if anybody out here that's viewing this live, Francis Cress Welsing, The ISIS Papers would be a great Christmas gift to someone. A great Christmas gift. I guarantee you it would be a great Christmas gift. I'm not even going to give it away, but you will enjoy that reading. And just like you would enjoy that reading, brother. I enjoyed this conversation that we had tonight, and I told you what we was gonna do. We're gonna chop it up. Like that's what it is.
Man. Yeah, man, and it was
That's what
great,
it
man. It
is.
seemed like the time flew by so fast because the conversation was easy to have, man.
Right, and we've been on an hour and 5 minutes now. Like that, it just seemed like we just started.
Absolutely, and they don't know that we was on 30 minutes before that. So that's why that good conversation is great conversation.
Listen, right.
Yeah.
Me trying not to get too much in depth.
Exactly.
What's up, Everett? I don't know what's going on with my comments. They not showing up, but Everett just is on my Facebook page. He's saying, "What's good, fellas?" So shout out Everett, man. You know,
up,
Everett
B?
Brown, Kenny.
My
I see
God.
you. But look, man. So look, when the documentary finally comes out, man, you know, I would like to do like a drop party for it when y'all drop it or whatever. When y'all release it, man, I would like y'all to come in and you know everybody was involved, because you know we can invite everybody in and we do a little drop party and everybody can just talk about their experience with making the documentary and you know what they feel about the documentary is going to show people and all that, man. I love to have y'all all back and we drop that thing, because man, like we family practically. Like we've been rocking for a long time. Man, you know,
man, that's heavy, man. I'm with that. Absolutely, I'm with that, and I know he'll be with that. Like I said, I knew who your name was long before I ever did any type of interaction with you. He always spoke, you know, about you, and he would not let anybody else do a flyer. It's like, no, I got it. You know what I'm saying? You get to talk about, I got it. No, don't worry about it. I got that. Don't worry about it.
Do you know why? You know why? He always tells me, he say, man, I tell them, man, you can call Denoris, but Denoris about his business.
No doubt about it. Denoris about his business.
I am, man. But you know what, man? It's been a pleasure working with you, and E and Obsession, man, and watching y'all just evolve and grow into what y'all are, man, now. And you know, I'm just happy to you know be a cog in the wheel, you know.
We're appreciative, man. We're really appreciative, man. We glad to have you, and the way you create the visuals for us. You know, when we have an idea and the way you bring them to life, man. Man, trust and believe, man. This business ain't gonna stop no time soon. We got a lot more to go, a lot more coming. That's a fact.
All right, brother. So look, man, we're gonna end this interview, man. But man, stay blessed, stay safe. Thank you again for agreeing to the interview, man. And hold back, you know, after you know I release you, and because I want to talk to you after the broadcast is over with. All right.
Okay.
All right, no doubt.
All right, cool.
All right, Diante, Barbee, Lifaz and Obsession Band, man. You know, check him out and support the brother in his clothing. I know I've had a lot of guests up here that I've done business with, and it may seem like, you know, I am putting these people or interviewing these guests to as a backdoor to champion, you know, what I actually do for a living. And that is not the case. As I always said, I know some dope individuals that are doing incredible, phenomenal things. The graphic design business has allowed me to be able to come in contact with those people on a regular basis. And I just want to share them to the world, or at least to the people who watch the BRI, because they're dope. And what they offer or what they do, it can help other people. So that's what this is about, man. So, you know, let me pay some bills and then we're going to do my outro. All right. Okay, everybody. I hope you enjoyed tonight's guest and tonight's interview as much as I did. Dante is a good brother. So I'm going to leave you tonight. And as always, in order for you to receive a blessing, you must first be a blessing. All right, everybody. Peace.